Hey, how's it going? Today I'm going to tell you why you need this on your welding rig and how to run the Lincoln LN25. Let's get started. First off, this welder runs off of your gas drive welder, so if you don't have a gas drive, please don't buy one of these until you're ready to do so. These machines used can go for about 1600 bucks. I think they were 2500 brand new, with the pro versions going all the way up to about $5,000. Okay, so this is basically your setup here. You got your gas drive welder here. You got your ground going to your part, your electrode wire going to your LN25. You'll have another ground coming out of your LN25 to your part. You got your stinger. You got your welding gas for this 71 Elite overshield wire, or sorry, outer shield wire. We'll be running a 75-25 argon CO2 mix. That's the same mix that you'll run when you're doing like MIG welding, just with mild steel. So on the Bobcat, I have a little sweet spot that I like it at. Just under here, we'll switch it to our wire between 20 and 28 volts. Wire positive. Go ahead and fire it up. And this is the wire I'm running, 71 Elite by Lincoln. It's a 70 series wire, so it's basically doing what like a 7018 welding rod would do. Same kind of strength. And this is what most structural stuff like buildings, bridges, all that stuff, they're going to require 70 series stuff. So just be aware of that. So with all of my videos, I'm showing you how I do it. And if you have a different way or a better way, or I'm doing something completely wrong, please leave it in the comments. I want people to get the right information. I'm not that technical. I'm just the welder. Just been welding for a long time. And I'm just showing you how I do it. So please call it out if you see it. And that way people know that there's something wrong with this information. And I'll try to fix it on the next one. Thank you. The sweet spot for me with this machine is typically 24 to 27 volts. And a good way to tell where you're at is run a bead and have someone look at it for you, or go ahead and record it and check it out. We are running 75-25 argon and CO2. We should be pushing about, I do have a little bit of a breeze in here, but you typically want to run this a little bit higher with this type of wire. We're running about, what is that, probably about 38 CFH. Whoops, 38. This stuff is extremely sensitive when it comes to breezes. So on a windy day, you can forget it. So with the Bobcat gas drive, you'll know that you don't have it hooked up right when this doesn't do anything. So when I connect this ground, you should hear the welder rev up. There it goes. Make sure you can see that. And what's cool about this wire, it's pretty soft. So you can just snap it off. You don't actually need pliers. And I like to run probably close to about ½ inch of stick out. Okay, and just so you know, when I refer to stick out, it's how far the wire is actually sticking out of the cup of your gun. So with this wire, I like to go anywhere from ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch. So about that much stick out. I'm gonna run it straight into the corner, but I'm not gonna have any, I might have just a slight little push, but pretty much straight in there. And with this wire, it burns so hot and it burns so deep. If you don't give it time to build up, if you don't give the puddle time to build up, it'll leave a bunch of undercut. So you got to make sure you're going slow enough to fill up the undercut, but fast enough to, not make this huge giant bubbly weld. So let me put my helmet on. Probably should wear a helmet. And it does put off a lot of smoke, so you want to be well ventilated, wearing a respirator if you want to, or you should be. And just make sure you're not standing in this huge billow of smoke. So straight in, slight push. It sounded a little bit poppy to me, but it seemed like it laid in good. Let's go ahead and chip this stuff off. So this Lincoln setup can really speed up your process when you're out welding, especially on repair work when you need to lay a lot of bead down, a lot of weld down. It's super fast, but if you are running this type of equipment, you got to make sure that your price is your price is up there, and it's worth it to bring this stuff out and to own this type of equipment because it's not cheap. It is super efficient, especially when you get your setup right. I mean, these things burn in quick, and they make a nice big weld. um, so just make sure you're charging enough for it because you're going to be spending less time at your job site, so you want to make sure that you're making your money's worth. Let's see here. This will be extremely hot. I don't know if you can see that well, but and by the way, I'm running 275 on the wire speed. Where's it at? 275 on the wire speed. But it's a really, really good addition to your welding rig, especially if you are just getting started or you've been in it for a little while and you haven't really upgraded your equipment yet. You're still using the cheaper, slower stuff, which works great. Stick welding is awesome. I trust stick welding a lot. It just is slow and time consuming, and this will save you a lot of time, and it's well worth the buy if you go ahead and do it. So yeah, that's how I run that stuff. I know I'm not the most technical welder on the planet. I'm just showing you how I do it and how it works for me. I'm a little out of practice with it, I'll admit it. I've got a lot of little spatter that I wouldn't really want to be having to chip off all day long, so might be a setup issue, might be an angle issue, maybe I'm coming too steep or pushing not enough, too much. But thank you for watching. I hope you really got some value out of this video. And if you want to check out some of my cheaper tool stuff like the Harbor Freight MIG, go ahead and watch this video right there. And I hope you have a good one. Thank you.